Okay. Hi everyone, it's welcome to Soul Tribe Huddle. It's the 2nd of October 2019, and tonight we have the beautiful partner of the month for September sharing her wisdoms with us all. Very, very excited about this. So, Loach, I'm going to put you on the floor. I'm going to spotlight you, darling. So Loach, and I'm just going to ask you a few questions. You might want to unmute yourself. Got it? No, hang on, I'll do it.
Oh,
right.
Yep.
You're all done. You're looking beautiful too. Look at you on your, you look like you just need a fan and some grapes and you'll be sweet. So, okay, so I just want to ask you, because I know you, so I know most of the team will probably know your story. I know for Alexi, who's on there, she won't know your story. So can you just tell everybody where you've, like, when you started and what happened, and and to where you are now? Would you like to just share that? Yeah.
Yep, sure. So I started, it would have been about, I don't know, Tans. Was it 2 years ago? Was it 18 months ago?
You were my third team member. So you started, I think, 2 months after me.
Okay. So, which was about just under 2 years?
Yeah.
I think.
Nearly 2 years, yeah.
So yeah, I had such amazing results that I kind of started with a hiss and a roar, and I was just so inspired. I went for it. And then I kind of got a bit, then life just got in the way, basically. And like I shared before in the event, I just had some shitty stuff happen to me, and I had to take a step back and do a lot more sort of self-growth and learning on my own, which was gold. I needed to do that. But Juice Plus was always there. It was always kind of there in the background, and I'll do the odd post. But I've only just stepped back in, 3 months ago? So yeah, so I was working really seriously for about 3 months. And that's when I got SDVF. And then I stepped back, and I did that too on customers. And then so I stepped away for 15 months, 16 months, and then I've just stepped back in 3 months ago. So it's a bit of an unusual situation.
So, and for you, I just want to clarify, because, you really kind of dimmed it a little bit. You kind of watered it down and didn't talk about how much of a rock star you were. So I just want to say that when Loach first came into the business, Loach has this really beautiful way of making magic happen, just from her own passion and compassionate heart, because for Loach, it's always been about sharing, right? You want to help people. Your big mission when you first came in was around really wanting to support people with their health. And I know mental health is a big passion of yours, and good nutrition. And so she went full on, and she fast tracked her DVF, she fast tracked her SDVF, and then in her second month she qualified her business. So she was like on fire. And of course, she was my third teamie, and the other two teamies didn't do anything. They did zilch. And of course, I was like, oh my God, she's my little rocket, my little pocket rocket. I've got a really good one here. She's like my NMD. And so it was great learning for me, because I was like just totally focused on supporting Loach to get all her promotions and get to as high as she wanted to get. But of course, what happened was we went away on our honeymoon, and I got a message from Loach that just absolutely broke my heart. And that was like, honey, I can't do this anymore. It's too hard for me. And I was crying, but I wasn't going to tell you that. I wasn't going to tell you that. I actually called Kat, and I said, Kat, I need some help, because you were my friend, and I think that was the biggest part, but massive learning for me. So I just wanted to share this so that you all know that it's really important not to focus all your attention on one person going, right, this person is going to be my NMD, my amazing star, this person is going to do everything for me. It's about keeping going, keeping going, and keep loving on her, because one of the things Loach said to me was, she said, I don't want this to change our friendship. And it never did it, honey? I said, of course it's never going to change our friendship. We still, of course I wasn't in contact as much, but just tell us what happened for you around, you know, in that time when you were going for it. What were you feeling, and why did you feel like you had to drop off?
The first time around, I just felt like I had Juice Plus brain damage completely. I was absolutely obsessed. I was just so grateful to not feel anxious. I mean, at that time, my anxiety just completely disappeared, and I'd had this hideous anxiety for, 3 years leading up to that. So I was just so grateful, and I just wanted to share with as many people as I could. So I didn't even, there was the word sell wasn't even in there. It was just sharing my story with people, talking to them in person, connecting online. And it just kind of went from there. And I found a lot of people that came on board with as customers, it's because they just trusted me. They knew me, they trusted me. And some of them had seen my journey as well, so they could see the results. Yeah.
Absolutely. Trust.
And why I dropped off. So I dropped off because, I had adrenal fatigue. That's one of the things that the Juice Plus helped balance. And that sort of goes hand in hand with the anxiety. When my adrenal fatigue's bad, then the anxiety gets worse. And so it's not just a case of taking, just eating the right food. I've actually got to really balance myself too, and not work too hard and not stretch myself too far. But I had all this energy, had my energy back, and I just went nuts. I went crazy. I was working 50, 60 hours a week in my job. And that's not an exaggeration. Some of those were sleepovers. I was working as a residential support worker. I was doing that, doing the single mum thing and doing Juice Plus. And then I had all that horrible stuff that I talked about before happen. So I just hit the wall big time, and I just went, nah, can't do this. It's just too much. And had to pull away. So, yeah.
So looking back, Loach, do you think that was the right thing for you to do at the time?
Oh yeah, it was. It absolutely was, because I had to really focus on myself. I got to the point where I had to really focus on self and build that relationship. And now I've come back just so much more stronger and wholer. So I had to put myself first. It was the right thing for me to do then.
Absolutely. And I love too that you honoured that in yourself. You valued yourself enough to really take that time out. But the thing is too, in that time, Loach renewed her franchise. She wasn't doing anything with it, but she renewed her franchise because it was still something you were passionate about, wasn't it?
Yeah, even though I wasn't there at that point, I just thought, no, I still want to be able to just casually share this because it's working for me. I want to keep doing this. Then I did my tax return, and I got a whole lot of money back as well for not doing much. It was like bonus. Claimed on my products and what have you. And at the back of my mind, I thought I might get back into this one day because I just love this product so much. And at the same time, I was sort of researching about micronutrients in the body and how it works, and having the second brain in our stomachs and the serotonin. And so this whole time, my faith in the product was just growing and growing and growing. So the second time that I've come back in, my product faith is just through the roof. And my business, same with business faith, just completely just up here. And that kind of just sells itself as well. That's one thing I would say is to people, is to just really get to know your product and the business. And the more you get to know it and the more faith that you have in it, you are the product.
Yeah, I love that. So true. So true. So, I know that's something that you've always done, is product knowledge is massive for you because you're so passionate about the product, and you never stopped taking it, did you? You were always a customer that whole time, weren't you?
Yeah, never stopped taking it. I thought about stop taking it a few times when things got financially a bit tight, and I just thought, no, I can't afford to stop taking it. This is just, I mean, you heard my story. It's like, I do not want to, this is working for me. Why take something away, So the whole time I've been taking it.
Yeah, great. So tell us a little bit about, because I know something for you when you first came into the business was you were really concerned about putting yourself out there on social media. That was massive for you. So tell us about that, Loach, and how you overcame that. Because I know there are some people on here who are really concerned about that. This is a challenge that they do find difficult.
I think what I did is I found, as time went on, I found a way of posting or sharing that was right for me, where I felt like I was being authentic and that I wasn't spewing on people, because I wanted a more holistic approach. This is a big part of my life, but these other factors that I'm into are also parts of my life. For example, I probably only do Juice Plus posts once a day, if that. And then I do other posts around other issues that I'm quite passionate about. And so in that way, that felt right for me. Whereas I tried doing Juice Plus posts 3 times a day, and that didn't feel right for me. That didn't sit right. So there's that aspect. And just like I said, as my faith grew around the product and the business, then I just got to the point where I just didn't care. It's like, this is who I am. I love this. It's working for me. And I started getting positive feedback. And that's the other thing I wanted to say, is that when I dropped off, I had people come up to me who I had no idea had been watching me and said, I'm not seeing you online anymore. What's going on? You're not doing that thing anymore. And I'm like, I'm just having a bit of a break and I'm not doing it at the moment. And these are people who never liked my posts, you know. And one of them I signed up as a customer recently from 2 years ago. So you might not think people are watching you, but they are. They're sitting there quietly watching your journey. And it was just so reassuring and so nice for people, people who I thought maybe back then when I was feeling insecure at first, that maybe I was annoying them or being too much or whatever, who came up to me, and people I respect, who said, I really enjoyed what you had to share. I liked your presence. I liked your online presence. So yeah, that's another sort of takeaway.
I love that. It's so true. We don't think people are watching just because people aren't sharing, you know, loving on your posts or commenting on or anything. People actually really do watch you. So
Yeah,
that's so true.
I know.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions too while we're talking, please just pop them in the chat there, and I can even take you off mute if you want to, because yeah, Loach is a wealth of knowledge here. So Loach, I just want to ask you another question, just around what made you decide to come back in?
What made? Okay, so basically, my job's pretty sweet that I've got at the moment. I've got fairly good hours. The money's not too bad. I've got good families that I'm working with. But I just felt like something was missing. And I got to that point where I was like, I just need to be healing again. I want to be helping. I want to be healing. I want to be giving more. So I thought I'd go back into my homeopathy practice and do that, really go for it with that. And so I was sort of making moves to do that and hire a premises and do all of that. And then I just started thinking about Juice Plus again and thinking, no, actually, you know, I think this is the way to go. I think I want to put most of my energy into just maybe I can do that again. Could I do that again? And I just started thinking about that. And then I think you invited me to a lunch, up in Waikanae, and it was just like, I just so enjoyed being with the team, and just seeing the team that you'd created since I dropped off, of just these incredible, like-minded, beautiful souls. And I just thought, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want to go off. See, the thing with being a natural practitioner, it can be very, very lonely. You're off doing your own thing. And I thought, no, I want to work with a team of people. I just want that support, that feedback, that love, that buffing each other. You know, I want all of that. I don't want to be alone. And then I thought, well, I can do both. I can use Juice Plus as my platform, and I can do a bit of homeopathy, and that's what I'm doing. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Because that's something that I've noticed with you since you've come back on is you're so much more balanced and you're
Yeah.
so much clearer on what it is that you really want. You know, like you're stable. You feel like you're clear around that this is something that you really want to do. Like, you know, and this is something that I noticed with Loach before when she was first on, is that she didn't really have a clear vision. And I know I've talked about this a lot in the past around how important it is to have a vision, because your vision is what keeps you going. It's what keeps you in the business. And with Loach, you didn't really have a vision, did you, honey? I know you were watching me on my honeymoon. You were like, oh, I really want that life. But there was no real clear vision around what you wanted to create in the world, whereas now you've got it. You're like, you know, I just want to get back into my healing. And so, you know, Juice Plus and your homeopathy is where you want to be, you know, going forward, don't you?
Yeah, no, totally. And just something just clicked in my brain also. I've just been watching other people go on holidays overseas all the time. You know, I'm the one that takes them to the airport or picks them up. Even my daughter went to Germany for 7 weeks, you know, she's only 17. And I've had this story playing, oh, I can't do that because I'm a single mum. I've got to pay, you know, $450 rent a week, got to pay the bills, blah, blah, blah. And my day job can only just cover all of that. And so I just thought, one day I just woke up and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go overseas next year. Actually, I'm going to go overseas twice next year. I'm going to go to the conference and I'm going to go to a tropical island. And it just became so crystal clear in my mind. So I went out. And well, first of all, I got the conference tickets, and I paid you for those. And then I went and got went to see a travel agent and got paid for the tickets on my credit card to Rarotonga. And then I just thought, right, I've got to do it now. I've got to make enough money to pay for all of this. And I'm going to do it again next year and the year after and the year after, because that's the sort of life I want and I deserve for my kids. And the only thing getting in the way is myself.
I love that. I love that. So do you think that that is what has driven you? Because honestly, it's only been 2 months. I know you said 3 months back in the business, but it's actually only been 2 months that you've come back in. And in that time, you've got two new team members, and you have got 2 of them to SDVF and DVF. And then you've qualified your business in 2 months, you know, so you really did what you'd done in the past when you first came on, but this time with clearer vision. So do you think that it's that having that goal has really pushed you to get there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, totally. And actually not before this, I was worried about, oh, but how could I do that? Because how do I get there? Whereas this time I'm like, I'm there in my mind. I'm 100% there. And I'll figure out the rest on the way. That makes sense. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So this is gold, guys. So this is like, you know, you've got to be clear in your mind. You've got to have that vision. You've got to have those goals, because at the end of the day, if you don't have those goals, you're not really setting the bar. You're not telling the universe, this is what I want. Make this happen for me. So you've got to make sure that you're clear around that, so the universe can go, okay, here it is. This is happening for you. So you're actually clear in your vision and you're taking action to make that happen. So, and you know, being specific about it, because it means that people are really, you know, it means that the universe can give you exactly that and not kind of some wishy-washy answer. So that is so true. I love that. And it's almost like blind faith, right, Loach? Like,
oh yeah,
this is what I want, and it doesn't matter. I don't have no idea how it's going to come, but this is what I want.
Yeah, no, totally. And even my mum, when I told her, she was like, she just freaked out. She said, how can you do that? You can't, you've got no money in the bank. You've got these huge outgoings. How can you go overseas twice next year? She said, just choose one. And she said, just choose a conference, because you can't afford to go to a tropical island. Not yet, honey. Maybe later on down the track. Maybe, you know, and it's just like, oh, that fueled me even more. It's like, I'm so going to do this.
I love that.
And once your vision, I mean, I'm attempted at doing vision boards, and I've thought about this, and I've watched, you know, lectures on it, and I get it, but it's not until you truly feel it. You've got to feel it in every cell of your body and actually can see yourself there doing it. And it's like it's just all certainty. With all certainty, I know it's going to happen.
I love that. I absolutely love that. It's so true. And the fact that you had your negative mum right there saying you can't do it, and you're like, I'm going to do it anyway. I have no idea how, but I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
So well done. That's like, those net ferrets that you get of the, the people who love you the most are the most concerned about whether you can do it or not. And you've just told her, no, I'm doing it anyway. So I've got a question here from Karina. So she's asked, can you help me get a clear vision, please? Do you want to come off mute, Karina? Honey, I don't know if you can help her with this at all, Loach, but where are you? Do you want to ask? What is it you're having trouble with, honey?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't quite know where to start, with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you add your bit of wisdom in there, Loach, and what helped you, honey? Because I know you kind of struggled with that to start with, but you've got it clear now. So what helped you?
Oh, what helped me is really learning to love myself and to really be there for myself and really step into that place of turning up for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I could really hear what it is that I really wanted and then go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is some recordings that I've done trainings on huddles before in the album and Soul Tribe, Karina. It's the Huddle recordings album. If you go back and you can see there's vision training in there. There's
okay, yeah.
A couple of them I think that I've done in the past. So just have a look through there. That can really help you as well.
Cool. Thank you.
I know it's a real journey. The thing is with me, I've always been very clear in my vision, and of course my vision has changed over time. And honestly, the clearer that you are on your vision, the stronger that you believe in what it is that you want, the easier things come to you. Yeah. So if you're kind of stuck in, I don't know what I want, and you kind of end up going around and around on a mouse wheel, you're actually just attracting the same thing to you. So you're attracting that, Yeah. So and what I would say to you the most is whatever it is that you love doing, and what is it about Juice Plus that really lights your fire, then go with that. But also, what is something that you would absolutely love to create in your life that you haven't created yet?
Okay.
So
sorry, I'm writing this down as you're saying it.
Just little tidbits, like, I don't know, it might be that you want to take your daughter away on a holiday. Maybe you've never taken her away overseas or something. Maybe you just want to take her to the Gold Coast and do all the theme parks or something. Just something.
Nodding at me as you're saying that.
I don't know. This is about you. This is about what you want, not what your daughter wants. But
I know.
Yeah. But and like Kieran says, it doesn't have to be big to start with. That's right, Kieran. It doesn't have to be big to start with because it does actually grow as you grow. And as your business grows, you find that your vision grows. So thanks for sharing that, Karina. Yeah. So Loach, I just want to just ask, honey, because what you've been sharing tonight is gold. Is there any other questions that anybody's got for her? Because I'm just going to ask her if she wants to share any wisdoms, any extra wisdoms that have really helped you on your journey.
There's a question from Sarah in the chat, Tanya.
Is there?
Just
can't
above.
come off mute. You can't come off mute, Sarah. But what do you suggest when you're in a lull as in nothing happening? I know people are watching, but that frustration time. Can you answer that, Loach?
I just sort of go with where my interest is at the time, and I just hand it over. I just sort of surrender it. Hand it over and just go where my interest is, wherever that is at that time. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but that's what I do.
So something I just want to add that when I noticed each time Loach gets to like a promotion and it's the end of the month and she's like, and I just say to her, look, honey, you just need this many points and you've got your promotion. And every single time Loach comes through, every time. And for her, it's like, yeah, okay. And what you do is you visualize it, right, Loach?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see it. I just visualize how many people I need, what orders I need, and then I hand it over. I'm a real big on handing it over to the universe and being really clear with that, and that really helps.
Yeah. And so expecting it, expecting it to happen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Seeing it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Does that help, Sarah? Okay, so is there any other wisdoms that you'd like to share that's really supported you on your journey, like?
Sorry, what's really supported me?
Yeah.
I just have to look after myself. It's really important for me that I stay in balance, and even now I've got to just be careful I don't do too much. I go too crazy with Juice Plus. It's that balance of getting enough sleep, exercise, meditation, all of that good stuff as well, and reaching out, asking questions. I'm really grateful that I've got you and many other people I can ask questions to. Yeah.
So when you say looking after yourself, do you mean like you schedule in time for certain things for your time or not?
When I say looking after myself, I mean it in the bigger scheme of things, in the sense that because I work 30 hours a week, and then I've got Juice Plus, and then I've got my children, and then I've got other groups that I'm involved with, and I've got other commitments. So it's about looking after myself. So I'm balanced, my adrenals are good, I'm feeling calm, I'm feeling happy, so I can perform well. Otherwise everything just goes like that. So it's just that whole holistic health. Yeah, it's very important for me.
So what do you do?
Quite a strong place.
What do you do to calm yourself? Do you meditate, or what do you do?
So I meditate in the mornings. I use prayer, and then I chant. So I do that every morning, and then I go to the gym a couple of times a week, and I like walking when it gets warmer. But I've got a lot of tools that I've used to manage my anxiety, but it's not even for anxiety. It goes broader than that. It's just about being healthy, being a balanced human being, and being able to perform at my peak. Otherwise, I'm just kind of giving out energy there, here, and everywhere, and I'm just kind of doing everything kind of half-assed and not really focused. So that's hugely important for me.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing, Loach. She's got so much wisdom. See, I knew you would. I knew you would. You got so much wisdom. So
Thanks, honey.
It's so true. Does anybody have any questions for Loach before we carry on? Just come off mute if you do. No? Okay.
I just want to say one more thing, Tans.
Go for it, Loach. You've got the floor still.
Okay, I just wanted to say, guys, that I was actually quite terrified about, well, not terrified, but I was not feeling confident about taking on team, because I felt like I needed to know it all. And there's a lot that I don't know still. I'm still learning. I still have a lot to learn. And what I've realised is you learn it as you do it, you know, and I'm really lucky with my team that they've been really patient with me. Because there's a lot of things I don't know, but then I don't know, I ask you, Tans, or I ask someone else in the team, and it's all there. We're never alone. So yeah, don't ever be scared of that, because you actually do learn as you do it. I don't think I'd better learn about all of this just sitting there and reading it. I'm actually learning by doing it. So it's been a huge learning for me lately too.
That's great. That's perfectly said. I would actually agree with that. But you know, I'm the kind of person who learns with what I do is from doing as well, which obviously you do. You know, we all have different ways of learning, but I do know that that's a really good way to do it, especially if you know that you've got that support around you, you know, that you've got someone that you can call on to say, hey, am I doing this right? What do I need to know here? Yeah, and that's what we're here for. We're a whole team. So thank you so much, honey. No one else has any questions for you, so I'm just going to take you off Spotlight, and look at that. get you guys on the big screen. It's so awesome. So how are you doing, Sin? Do you want to get some support from the team here, honey, or are you not feeling comfortable with that? No? Okay, no, okay. Okay, so now there was something that I was going to share tonight. And I guess this is really kind of important because we've got a lot of newbies on that have just started recently. And something that's really, really important to me is around keeping that professionalism. It's keeping that things, so keeping what you're doing really professional in terms of what you're putting out there on your posts, on your Facebook feed. So, you know, and when I talk about professionalism, I mean, so, and something else that I think is really important too, I mean, I've got no idea how I'm going to say this, but it's, you know, when you're new to the team, it's really important that you feel supported by your leader, right? By your upline, by your leader. And so if you're doing something new, it's really important that your leader is there to support you. So say if you want to go out and you want to do some events, or you want to do a live interview on Facebook, or whatever it is that you want to do, that you don't feel like you're doing it on your own, because it's, you know, your upline has been there for longer and have been doing it for longer. And so what that does is that they are able to share their experience, and it means that it gives us, who's making noise? Someone's just flushed the toilet. It's nice. Sharing everything, guys. Okay, we'll just move that one right there. Okay, so yeah, and you know, we've got to think about what it is that what are we showing to the world? When we're looking at attracting team, we want to make sure that we're attracting the right team to us. So we want to have a nice professional front. So we want to make sure that we are showing everybody that we are someone that they can learn from, that they can be part of this team that really support professionalism, that are attractive to you. That yeah, I'm not really sure how to explain it, but so. And if for any reason you're not sure about what you're doing, if you're concerned about that, you know, you want to do something but you need help, just remember that even if you have an upline that you don't feel like is able to support you, that you have an upline above them and an upline above them. So always remember that you've got us, that you can reach out and we're here to support you. So don't ever feel like you're on your own and you can't do this, because often I know, and this happened for me as well when I first started. So when I first started, my upline had only been in the business for a month, and so she was so new to it and really had no idea how to support me. And so that's why I ended up with Kat as being my upline, because, you know, she actually dropped off. She wasn't actually able to support me in the way that I needed the support. So I reached up and I got the support from Kat. So really, really important, if you guys are feeling like, okay, I need a little bit more support here, I don't feel like I've got enough, then reach up to your next one and your next one and your next one, because we're always here for you. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not really sure how to explain it any other way, but I know that it's a difficult one, because, you know, we want to be attracting customers, we want to be attracting team to us, but we also want to make sure that what we are doing is attractive. I guess that's a really good way of putting it, right? It's got to be attractive. If we're like sharing something that's like rubbish, people are going to think, well, I'm not even interested in that. They're not even going to look at you. They're going to want to unfollow you because you're not attractive to them. So always think about what it is that you're doing before you put it out there. And I'm not saying change who you are. By all means, don't change who you are. You still need to be authentic. It's so important to be you, because people are attracted to who you are. But it's just, you know, fine-tuning who you are and what it is that you're putting out there. I think that's a really important thing. And something else that I want to share. So there's something that's been coming up a lot lately, and that's been around. I see someone just put something in the chat. Sorry, guys. Like attracts like. Absolutely, Kieran. Is that I've found that, oh God, now I've lost my train of thought. Oh God, I hate that. Menopause. What was I talking about? It's completely gone. Sorry. Someone else needs to take over. Did you know what I was going to say? Yeah, no, it was something else. It was something else entirely different. Damn it. It's all right. It'll come back to me. Who else wants to share? Ask a question. Sorry.
You were just saying about like attracts like and how we need to watch the content or the sort of the flavor, maybe make sure that we're representing the company well.
Yeah.
Is that kind of kind of like we are reps, we are representatives of the company. So we kind of have to remember that people are watching us actually 24/7. And I've actually said this to my kids and that as well, that if you want to keep like your private life private, then what some people do is they actually open up, like, for instance, my name's Tammy, and I've got my profile, but that some people open up another profile with just Tammy JP or something, so they can invite whoever they want there, and it doesn't matter or something. I don't know, but just any way of if you really want to have like a page where you just post a whole lot of really kind of raunchy stuff or something, for instance, just as an example, maybe have another profile for JP.
Good idea, Tammy. Good idea.
Because we're not asking you not to be yourself, but if you really do have some kind of things that you think, wow, if I was the boss of this company and I'm looking at my reps, like, yeah, what am I attracting, I guess. And there's probably a market everywhere for it. It depends what your market you want to be, but just to think about it, I think is what I get from that, what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that's great, Tammy. Thank you for that input, and I totally agree 100%. Obviously our warm market is the best thing, and that's why I remembered it. Thank you, Tammy. You triggered me there. So I've seen a lot of success at the moment with people who are putting themselves out there. So the more you put yourself out there, the more successful you are. The more you allow people into your life in terms of getting to know who you are so that they can relate to you, the more successful you are. I look at all the leaders and I look at all the people even in this team who are doing really well, and they are the ones who are putting themselves out there. They're putting their face on social media. They are sharing their pics. Like Loach said tonight, and I 100% agree with her, you just have to get past the point where you give a shit. And you have to go, you know what, this is me. If you don't like me, then tough. Because this is what I love, this is what I'm passionate about, and this is what I want to share with you all. So think about that in terms of, and look at yourself realistically and go, well, am I really being my full self? Am I really opening myself up and being vulnerable? Am I really like putting my face out there on Facebook? And I'm not saying that you have to do lives or anything like that, but even just putting putting some more selfies up, or sharing more about the things that, if you've had a crap day, sharing more about, I've had a really, really challenging day today. It's been awful. I felt really alone, or really challenged, or really anxious, or whatever it is you're feeling. But how did I get past it? And I don't want to feel like this anymore. So I decided I was going to do this to make myself feel better. Because what you are doing is you are showing people that you're real. And people can go, yeah, I relate to that. That's totes me. So, and then of course people are going to be more drawn to you. I mean, I've had people come up to me and tell me, I love what you are sharing. I love that you're real. I love that you're so open. I love that you're not afraid to share this and be who you are. So, people really appreciate it and resonate with you for it. So, yeah, I guess that's the other thing that I've noticed as well lately. And I've had a lot of people ask me, how is it that you're so successful? Well, honestly, that's all I'm doing. I'm the kind of person who wears my heart on my sleeve, and so it's easy for me. I know it's hard for a lot of people to do that, but if you're willing to get out of your comfort zone and be brave, it is so worth it, guys. The result, the efforts that you put in, it's so worth it. So, sorry, I haven't got my chat open, so I'll just have a look at what you guys have just put in here. Reset privacy too. Some things only close friends can see. Yes, that's right, Sarah. So, I've got that's another thing I do is I've got a public profile. So, yeah, but it doesn't worry me. I don't mind. Vulnerability works, being real works, making it relatable to the world, and it will resonate with them. True, Kieran, very true. And that's the thing is, I know Kat's talked about this, is actually being real and sharing your pain. We tend to kind of let everything be fluffy. Everything's really nice and fluffy all the time, but actually realistically things aren't always fluffy. And so everybody has days where they're not fluffy. So we have to share the real stuff so that people know we're real. That's the way to go, no limits. Yeah, I love that, Kath. Love that. You've just got to be brave. Sarah Lowell, like my day on Tuesday when Ella dropped her phone down the toilet. No, I know, Sarah, God, I know, that was mad. So has she lost her phone or did the rice save it?
We got home. I've taken myself off mute. She's going to kill me for telling you because I've been having her on about it for the last 3 days. Every conversation, it's like, where's your phone, Ella, before she goes to the toilet? And we're in the motel at the moment, and I'm like, where's the phone? Because we got home, she says, I'm going to go to the toilet. I said, where's the phone? And she said, on your bed. I said, okay, that's fine. So what happened, we got home from the Common Co the other night, and she ran in and she went to go to the toilet. Then I was just in the dining room, in the kitchen area, and I heard this almighty scream. I'm talking to kids, close the door. She's going in the room, close the door.
Who are you talking to?
Just my group, close the door. Anyway,
trouble now, Mum.
I walked in the room and I had this almighty scream, and she's sitting there, and I thought she didn't get to the toilet on time, and I walked in, I said, what the hell's wrong? And she said, my toilet's gone down, and so my phone's gone down the toilet. And I'm like, well, put your bloody hand down there and grab it then. So we got it out. Get out the room.
No.
We got it out, and strangely enough, I had in my box of food a bag of rice risotto, and I just said to Georgia, rub the bag of rice open, and so we shoved it in a container, and we put a phone in there, and I put it in the hot water cupboard, and then she said, but Mum, it's not been turned off yet. And I'm like, do I really give a shit? I'm scrubbing my hand under hot water because, she dropped it down the toilet, plus she peed on top of it. So it's like, oh my God, I'm laughing about it now, but I could not laugh at the time. And then it stayed in the hot water cupboard overnight. You're having a good time here, aren't you, Tanya? And the next morning we had a look at it, and I was like, oh, this is actually turning on. Oh, it's actually going to work. I'm like, oh, no way. But no, it didn't end up working because it wouldn't charge. So it kept on saying there was a charger error and it wouldn't charge. And so we took it into one of the malls, Northlands, and we took it to, I think it was the 2 Degrees guys. And they said, oh, no, we went to Warehouse, that's right, and the guy in there took the SD card out and something else, and he said, oh, look, the cards are saturated. And I'm like, oh, shit. So, yeah, $270 later, she's got a new phone.
That's not too bad. $270 not bad.
Yeah, well, it's the same day that she promised me in the morning, oh, I'm going to go get my ears pierced. So we went to the mall, and she was going to get her ears pierced, and our Japanese student got one piercing on one of her ears, and I'm going to get my ear pierced. I'm going to get my ears pierced, and yeah, that same night. So I said to her, now, if you've gone to that mall and if you just got your freaking ears pierced this morning, none of this shit would have happened today, okay? So it's been a very expensive holiday. Yeah, so we're here in Christchurch for a week, plus a new phone. So yeah, it's like, oh my God, part of me just wants to go home, but then part of me's like, I don't know what I want to go home to right now. But yeah, that was my experience on Tuesday night. So yeah, and every 5 minutes I keep saying to Ella, where's your phone? Because Nigel said, because she always put it in her back pocket. And so when she went to the toilet, she went to sit down, pulled her trousers down, and it fell out of her back pocket and into the toilet. So that is what was my Tuesday night was like. So yeah, I shared it. I even got a photo the next day, and I screenshotted it and I put it on my Instagram and I tagged her in it. It was a photo of a phone down the toilet, and I said, if any of Ella's friends are trying to get hold of her, she is not ignoring you. Her phone went for a swim down the toilet, and she's having to recharge her brand new phone that Mum and Dad have just had to buy. So, and she's like, Mum, you just put that on Instagram. And I'm like, yeah, I know, cool, eh?
Oh, that's hilarious. And I love that you shared that. I love that you shared that. That is so cool.
I'm laughing about it now. And even with Ella coming in the door saying, Mum, who are you talking to? I'm like, I've got to share it. I had to jump off mute and I had to come in and share that one. Yeah, so I'm glad I gave you all a laugh.
You're so funny. Hazel too there for a minute.
Oh, thank you, Karen. I'm glad you needed that.
See, if someone doesn't like what you share and get judgy, you don't really want to align with them anyway. That's so true, honey. So true. True, Fixie. Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sarah. And it's, yeah.
My pleasure. My very expensive pleasure. I was messaging Karen the other day actually, and she said this is all a learning curve, and I said, yeah, I've already told Ella that if it happens again, she's getting a $20 flip top.
Or she could pay for it herself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And considering she only gets paid $5 a week pocket money, it's going to take her a bloody long time to earn $280. Considering she's just spent near on $80 shopping here in Christchurch, so it's like $280. That's going to take a long time to save up for.
It is. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. It's really lovely to have you on with us, Lexi. You know that you're welcome anytime. I mean, Pauline's team have been invited, so any of you guys are welcome if you want to come in anytime. And yeah, so if you guys got any other questions or anything you want to share, otherwise we will shoot off and call it a night. You're so welcome, honey. So welcome. No, okay, awesome. Love you guys, and have a drink for me. Cheers.
Hey.
Love you, son. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Bye.